Hey, Shane here with Modern Warrior Project, and today I'm going to share with you an awesome find that I picked up at an estate sale that is really a great addition to my preps. Before I get into what's in the box, and I'll make this quick, otherwise I know you'll just hop in the comments and find out anyway, I want to talk about yard sales, flea markets, estate sales, and how they can be used for your preps. More importantly than sharing a lot of what I do, I really want to encourage you at the end of this video, of course, like and subscribe if you like it, but please in the comments let me know what is it that you look for and what are some of the awesome finds you found at yard sales. So for me, typically, I don't get a lot of food stuff there. That's not necessarily what I'm looking for, but I am looking for a lot of your survival, camping, hiking, and more old-time items. Things that would replace electrical items that I have now. Instead of, like, say, an electric blender, maybe a hand blender. These are the kind of things that I typically find and look for at those type of deals. So, without further ado, let me share with you what I picked up. So, I was driving and I saw an estate sale advertisement, and I went in and talked, and apparently an elderly woman, seemed to be quite elderly. I was talking to her grandchildren who were adults, well adults. And she passed away, and I guess she was a religious woman, and she followed the disgraced Jim Bakker. If you're familiar, if you're old enough to know, he was a preacher, ended up going to prison, got out, and he's still active in the market, still has a following, but she followed him, and one of the things that Jim Bakker marketed and markets is like end times products. And one of the things he had was a end times food line. So this is 30-year shelf life meals. So each one of these boxes, and I paid a little under $100 for this. Each one of these boxes weigh about 50 pounds. And I'd say there's probably, I haven't inventoried it fully yet, probably around 300 to 400 meals worth of food in here. And I'll share some of the contents with you. But just a ton of stuff. So I'll say these were made in, looks like 2014. So at the time of this video, they're about 9 years old. No, sorry, 11 years old. So 11 years old, and I'm curious to see what they taste like. And I will, I'll do some videos that we'll put in our prepping food reviews on some of these specific meals. I don't have the highest expectations. However, regardless of whether they're, hopefully they're delicious, but even if they're relatively nasty and bland, they're calories and they are 30-year shelf life food. So I got still 20 years left on them, and they're really, honestly, they'll last longer than that, likely. A lot of them are in powder, freeze-dried, dehydrated form. So, for instance, this is a cheesy rice casserole. Looks like it's got almost 400 calories per serving. Looks like 6 servings in this. So quite a bit of calories right there. Actually, I think that says 4 servings. Some cornbread muffins. We've got beef of the world and end of the world gravy. Sorry, end of the world gravy. Some of the labels are a little bit worn out. End of the world gravy. We've got multigrain cereal, end of the world biscuits. Apparently end of the world is a catchphrase for them there. So this was made, this company that's behind this was Jim Bakker's company. It was called Old Mill Inn. It was located at his headquarters. I don't believe this company, I couldn't find much information on the company specifically when I looked it up on the internet. I know he has, and he might still be, marketing end times food. I know at one point he was marketing Augusta Farms, excuse me, Augusta Farms food. Doesn't seem to be, this. I don't believe this is a rebrand of Augusta Farms. But anyway, just a ton of things in here. So I'm not going to drag it on and show you everything. We've got powdered milk, all kinds of grits, casseroles, all kinds of stuff in here. And about 400 or so meals for less than $100, 30-year shelf life, pretty small footprint. Stuff like this are amazing finds that can really contribute and enhance your preps. So if you don't do yard sales, flea markets, and estate sales, I'd encourage you to start swinging by. This is out of the usual find. It's not necessarily uncommon if you go in certain areas to maybe come across MRE boxes. A lot of times FEMA, when they go and they do a disaster relief, and I know this because my father-in-law was lucky enough to come across this, you know, they're passing out boxes of MREs, National Guard and such, and at the end, they're trying to get rid of it. So they still have pallets and pallets. And one time a National Guard, he was driving by and they're like, hey, do you want some MREs? He's like, we're good. And they're like, no, we're trying to get rid of them. Take all that you want. So he loaded up, you know, I don't know how many, but quite a few cases. So some of these people might get some of these things. You might end up seeing those at flea markets at a really good deal. Stuff like that that you can just end up adding to your preps and your general disaster preparedness plans significantly cheaper than you would at a retail cost. Like I said at the beginning of the video, please, if you like it, subscribe and all that. Please, in the comments, I really would love to hear what other things do you look for and some of the things you found at these types of sales. Not only just so we share it as a community, but I'd also be curious to know, make sure I'm not missing something or something I haven't thought of. So thanks for checking it out, and until next time, safe prepping.